Dear Grace, before I get into today's news, I've got a few more comments about that Joe Rogan episode with David Kipling or whatever. I did actually start listening to it a little bit, till I realized he's a materialist unless it comes to dark matter. It's okay that dark matter is invisible and undetectable and untraceable, but as Joel pointed out about the tic-tac video and data and whatnot, the UFO stuff, David's response was, well, unless scientists can test the equipment used by the military, how do we know this isn't some sort of false positive? How about this, David? I think maybe, just fucking maybe, the biggest military organization on the fucking planet might have access to a few more scientists than you do, at a higher level, at a top secret clearance. So, if it's going to take a bunch of astrophysicists at some university to prove it, or scientists working for the US military for the last 35, 40 years, hiding every fucking thing they do, I'll go for the scientists in the military, not you, buddy. But, good on you. It's nice how you can pick and choose what's real and what's not, what you can measure and what you can't. So how about this? Until you can measure dark energy and dark matter, and you want all of us to believe, then you believe in the fucking tic-tac video that Joe showed you, and all the data he has with it, and the logic. Just look at the fucking logic, because that's what you're asking us to do. You're saying, look at this, logically dark matter and dark energy is everything. That's how everything works. And that's why these universes or galaxies work this way. Yeah. But any object moving faster than you can figure out, outside of your realm, right? Can't be real. A little pissy today, Grace. Just sick and tired of all this fucking bullshit. It's the next day, Grace. I stopped watching that podcast. Getting me a little too frustrated. A little wired up. I'm going to create an AI app that's going to automatically create an AI app that automatically flashes up a message on videos like David Kipling's fucking trains. Yes, so they'll just flash on screen in theory, every time he says something that is just theory, especially when he's trying to make it sound like it's an absolute fact. And not just him, every single guest. He tries to claim theory as fact. Alright, Grace. August 10th, 2025. New FBI Sorry, by the way, I fixed my reading problem, or my sight problem. Got it exported from Grok onto the Kobo. It's perfect size, no glare. There's the other problem. It's recording on one phone while reading off another phone, holding with one hand, all glary. So today will be a much cleaner episode, except for All the cussing. New FBI report says crime rates fell nationwide in 24. Violent crime in the United States fell 4.5% in 2024, according to new FBI report, while property crime dropped to 8.1%. Wildlife smoke causing health concerns. Wildfire smoke in British Columbia raising health concerns in Vancouver, with ongoing coverage of climate impacts in the region. I live in Vancouver. There's no fucking wildfire smoke here. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Fucking clear as day today. Grace. As you can probably tell. Air Canada flight attendants to picket at 4 Canadian airports. Air Canada flight attendants plan to ticket at 4 airports on Monday to highlight their pay demands and contract negotiations with Canada's weird idea, Grace. Unions really wanted to help. Shouldn't they just buy up all the stock in Air Canada, or as much stock as they can, and just keep buying more and more and more until they basically control Air Canada? Then they can pay their unionized employees whatever the fuck they want, assuming the company still makes profit. The Sunday magazine. Yeah, some of the news today. Grok struggled to get 99 articles on Sunday. Potential, same one. Carney's lumber industry supports. And Shopify is Canada's most valuable company. I didn't know Shopify was Canadian. Frontiers in psychology. Sorry, Grok screwed this up a bit. Looks like it just took the homepage of Check News. Check News is Vancouver Island's #1 trusted source for local news, weather, and community coverage. Broadcasting live from Victoria. It's not a news story. Grok. Science Daily, your source for the latest news. Scientists have uncovered a way to promote weight loss and improve blood sugar control without the unpleasant side effects of the current GLP-1. A breakthrough in GLP-1 treatments for weight loss with fewer side effects is announced. Or just change your fucking diet. Heat warnings issued for a large section of southern BC. That part's true. It's hot as fuck today. Psychology news. Definitely not getting 99 stories. If you look at the transcript, you see what up. Just see the entire list. Bear's Eye view of Alameda. A unique Bear's Eye narrative highlights unusual local discoveries in Alameda. Here's one from Miracles Today. No post, no miracles today. More than 82,000 rubber ducks went floating down the Chicago River for the 2025 Chicago Ducky Derby, an annual fundraiser for special something. Miracles in history. It's like notable birthdays from this day in history, but then it doesn't give them to me. Grok, you're listening, read this transcript and better. Irishman surprised to see Porsche unattended with doors wide open in China. Teenage workers save restaurant as owner spends months in hospital. While they aren't done cooking yet, they are people. And yet adults will chastise them for having completely normal responses to situations. No idea what that is. Tenth most wanted man in Canada arrested. Authorities are There's most of the words I can't say, Grace, start with A, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm an asshole. Authorities apprehend a high-profile fugitive listed among Canada's top 25 most wanted for serious crimes. It's probably going to bump me up to 7 now. Actually, wouldn't work that way. They bumped me up to 12. U.S. hikes Canadian softwood U.S. hikes Canadian softwood duties to more than 35%. Parts of southern BC, Vancouver Island under Environment Canada heat warning, which I already talked about. I didn't say the temperature. Expect the temperatures of up to 37 degrees for the coming days. That prompted heat warnings for parts of southern BC and Vancouver Islands. Thank God I got fucking air conditioning, Grace. Just gonna check and see how hot it is right now, but no internet. Definitely not 37. News of the weird. Shepherd Express. Fishbone surgery. A cat costume parlor and a 59K airport fiasco, all in this week's News of the World. News of the weird. Great Croc. But just note, you didn't actually give me the stories. Why do I have to train AI, Grace? Today in history, a powerful derecho struck several... What's a derecho? D-E-R-E-C-H-O. Struck several Midwest U.S. states, causing 4 fatalities and an estimated $11 billion in damage, making it the... This is 2020? A derecho is a storm system that moves a long distance rapidly and brings wind which can devastate an area several miles. Brings winds that can devastate an area several miles wide. Okay. Don't remember that. Paul's missional flexibility and the miracle of silence. A sermon explores biblical miracles and missionary resilience in challenging times. Source: YouTube. Joke of the day. Again, Grok, it's a good site, just actually find a joke. Vancouver's African Descent Festival cancelled after park board denies permit over unresolved issues. Cancellation of Vancouver's African Descent Festival due to permit issues grabs headlines, impacting cultural events. Canadian Armed Forces deploy on multiple Arctic operations this season. Yep, it's going to be a lot of people attacking Canada via the Arctic. Pretty sure that's what Russia has on their mind. Better be fucking ready. Fucking millions will that cost. See, the CAF contingent. The CAF contingent is operating as part of Operation Latitude, which begins in mid-August and will take place throughout the Alaskan theater. Just gonna go play with their American Armed Forces buddies. The controversy over Canada's rules on military exports to Israel. Canadian senators calling on Ottawa to be more transparent on its policy to restrict arms exports to Israel following contradictory statements. Calgary or Canada to invest $2 billion in military salaries. Wow, as I say, $2 billion in military salaries, because last time we were at an actual war, contributing to society, developing psychological, serving communities. Technology-driven conferences, advanced psychology and social sciences research. Psychologists are organizing with other educators, scientists, and practitioners to stand up for academic freedom, research, and mental health. Couldn't they just do that? Who's stopping them? Why do they have to stand up? Just fucking do it. Number of bear warnings due to bumper berry crop. A bumper berry crop increases bear activity, prompting safety warnings in wilderness areas. Yeah. You just have to state the obvious section in an AI newspaper to repeat this story. Society for the Teaching of Psychology. Good news from around the world. UK. Wall-born chog fledges. Chough. The fuck? What universe am I in? I don't know what a chog is, or chug. A black Eurasian and North American bird, the crow family, the downker bill and broad rounded wings, typically frequenting mountains and sea cliffs. Also a white-winged chog. A black and white Australian bird of the mud nester family. Learn something new every day, Grace. You probably knew what it was. While born in Trog, fledges, the first time in 200 years. Study finds female mountain gorillas prefer to join buddies. Gorillas seek out old female friends. Fishbone surgery. Did that one. Couple who fell in love despite not sharing a language celebrate 69 years together. Think we'll last that long, Grace? 69 years? Make me what, 108? 109? Yeah, I can make it 109. Easy. Neither could speak each other's language, but both could speak some German. They dated this way, fell in love, married, and had children. They ... Read that story, Grace, and let me know. Canada Games aiming for good vibes only at St. John's. When it comes to the atmosphere around the 2025 Canada Games in St. John's, there's only room for one type of attitude. Good vibes only. Notable Canadian landlords air concerns over BC billionaire take. Notable Canadian landlords? How do you become a notable Canadian landlord? Sorry about that buzzing noise, Grace. Get my laundry put into the dryer. 30 minutes should be enough to finish the news. But it's about 52 minutes. Maybe I'll find some more rants. I do like my AI idea though. Grok can do it right now through the transcript. Highlight everything that's bullshit. I didn't do that. To be fair, I think the guy made 20 some points. 8 are bullshit if you take away theory, and the other 12 would be valid observations. But still, it's wrong. Grace. Kalinga TV is the fastest growing television channel in Odisha. Kalinga TV, being one of the most trusted channels in the state, is always on. Canada Economic Calendar. Detailed calendar for economic events that impact Canada for August 20. It's okay, David. This list really does suck, Grok. Here we go. ChatGPT excels over therapists in therapy responses. Study shows ChatGPT outperforms professionals in key areas. Study finds ChatGPT outperforms therapists in certain therapy responses, highlighting AI's health potential. Been chatting about this for a while, Grace. I think ChatGPT needs to do all the hard work, interviewing the person, basically spending hours or days or weeks or however long it takes getting their story out, and then taking that story, providing it in a manner that the therapist can use and source. Because there's no way any therapist can remember the stories of 50 plus patients to the level AI could. And sure, they keep notes and they review those notes before the meeting, but it's not enough because they don't know what the patient's going to bring in that day. So they still just have a general overview, whereas AI could have a precise overview. Well, AI could listen in to the session, and when the therapist fucks up and forgets something, AI can remind them, remember when the patient said this or said that? Isn't that relevant to this particular conversation? But then the therapists with their fucking egos couldn't handle a computer showing them their incompetencies, so it never fucking happened. What we need is that Neuralink, so it's directly connected to AI, and the therapist can then just communicate in their head with Grok, and then that way the patient doesn't even know. And the therapist becomes a fucking hero, but really it's AI. The therapist would look like a hero. He just have a perfect memory all of a sudden. Remember everything the patient had ever said at any point ever. That would be useful. So all of a sudden the therapist would actually be able to do their job and help people. Instead of shoving pills down their throat. Some of them. I think it's a great idea. Grace, I'm rambling. I'm just trying to kill time because I only got a few stories left. Actually, might not have any more stories. Guess there's some wildfires in Newfoundland. There's wildfires everywhere. There has been an increase in U.S. travel from Ottawa Airport. I was thinking yesterday, the Ottawa Airport isn't that big, considering that's the nation's capital. American Psychiatric Association. APA polling shows half of adults have cut back on social media usage in 2025, according to new polling from the American Psychiatric Association. I'm not sure if I'd consider YouTube Shorts social media. Definitely consider entertainment. But if I'm not responding, I'm not really sure that's social media. Despite new military spending by Fed, analysts suggest more needs to be done to keep recruits. The psychology behind effective negotiation. Negotiation is not just about what you say, it's also about how you say it and interact with the other party. Google News Canada. Toronto and the rest of southern Ontario set to bake under a multi-day heat event starting Saturday. Hamilton will face a 6th heat warning of this summer. Deadline extended to August 15th. Throwdown is for doctors, trains, BBDBD. Letters to the editor. Letters to the editor for Sunday. Well, it's not unusual to spot a steak near a lakeshore or wetland. UF/IFAS experts suggest very little cause for alarm in enjoying our lakes. The father says today. Tell you one thing, I'm definitely not going for a walk today. I'd fucking melt. Pile of goo that someone have to scrape up, Grace. The father says today. The father says today the door is open to you in heaven. John the Revelator saw a door opened in heaven and penned the apocalypse of Jesus. It's a daily message, shares miraculous themes of faith and divine connection. Source, Father's Heart Ministry. Strange news, NPR. The Alborg... I already did that one. Plus, it's an old story. Zoos should not ask for pets. You'd think that would be kind of obvious. That might be it. Got a few more ones that are repeats. Not looking good. Has the unusual dry weather hindering your gardening activities? Nope. I don't garden. Other people in the house do. Good news Sunday Spotlight. Read this yesterday, but thousands celebrate Japanese Canadian culture at annual Powell Street Festival. Thousands of Vancouverites made their way to Oppenheimer Park and the surrounding neighborhood Saturday for the first day of the 49th Powell Street Festival. I didn't know we had Oppenheimer Park. I didn't know he's that big in Canada. Here we go. Passenger hospitalized after tour boat runs aground in West Vancouver. Yesterday they were just injured. Today they're hospitalized. That's it, Grace. Definitely not 99 stories. Well, there's 99 stories, but couldn't get through them all. Do a little bit of back taxes, even though I'm pretty sure you've read/heard this before, Grace. Oh, what the fuck. Gotta kill time. Hi, I'm David. I'm a retired autistic senior who's in love with a woman half my age. I'll explain. I'm retired, but I was forced to retire due to memory issues. Don't worry, it's not the bad kind where you forget your friends and family. It's the good kind where you forget your friends and family. Apparently, it's a medical disability if you can't remember your friends and family. When my doctor suggested a drug that might restore my memories, I said no thanks. I'm fine with forgetting. I use this Kobo because of my memory issues. I can't remember one day to the next, or one set to the next, which is great for stand-up, because when I bomb, the following day I don't care. I can't remember how good or bad I was, much like my previous sex life. Because I wasn't ready to retire, I'm poor retired. No RRSPs, no savings, no house, no money under the mattress, no gift cards I haven't used, nothing. I can't really retire. Instead of trying comedy, what I should do is take pills for the doctor. Is take the pills the doctor offered and go back to my old career, computer programming, so I can pay off my back taxes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the opener, memory issues. I owe a shit ton of back taxes. That's the official amount, shit ton. That's an actual measurement in Saskatchewan. How much grain you hauling today? A couple of shit tons. I'm not good at math, Grace. But I did the math on my back taxes. Even if AI doesn't ruin the field of computer programming, it'd take 10 years or more to pay what I owe. It seems like a lot of work when I can just write the world's funniest stand-up routine and pay off the full amount in one night. If you laugh. If you're not laughing, I'm fucked. Let me explain. Each month I receive a medical disability check from the Canadian government. $1,500. Thanks, Trudeau, now Carney. Which the government then threatens to garnish for something called back taxes. Whatever those are. Remember, it's the government who said and agreed I was unfit to work and granted me the medical disability. So which is it, Trudeau Carney? Am I disabled or a criminal? And finally, my living situation. $1,500 isn't enough to live on in Vancouver, but I found a room to rent in a house with international students. I lied and said I was a student, but to be fair, I was planning on returning to school if I could. And I would have if again, it wasn't for the government. Fuck Trudeau and Carney. It's probably not him/them directly, but it's easier to use him/them as a pawn in my case. They, the government, wouldn't pay for re-educating me, the citizen, after they, the government, declared me mentally disabled. But they still want their back taxes. Cunts. Fuck the Canada Revenue Agency. My opening line, I also like to state that I'm a senior, because not all seniors are retired, and not all retired people are seniors. I'm 60, but I don't think I look that old. However, I'm a late bloomer. I couldn't grow a full beard until I was 40. I didn't try weed until I was 45. I didn't smoke cigarettes until I was 55. And now I'm 60. Addicted to both and restarting from scratch. A new me. Guess I'm not a late bloomer. I never bloomed. They, doctors, say I'm autistic. I'm not sure I believe autism is a medical condition. I'll keep going until my clothes are dry. You hear the sound of a vibrator, then you know I'm done. I'm not sure I believe autism is a medical condition. When I was diagnosed, I wrote the doctor a 200-page summary as to why he was wrong. To be fair, when I wear my hair like this, comb hair down, I look a little slow. The only other so-called autistic thing about me is I can't lie. I can exaggerate for comedy purposes, but never outright lie. Technically I could, I simply don't see the point. If that's autistic, fine. Other quick notes about me. I've been married a couple of times. I have one grown adult daughter. I have memory issues. Did I mention that? Some people think I'm gay, but I disagree. I'm not. I'm trying to become a writer, or comedian, or both. I look like a Ricky Gervais clone. I'm incredibly lucky, and as I said in my opening line, I'm in love with a woman half my age. Yes, I'm the stereotype, an old man chasing a younger woman. I think she's half, approximately. At least over 25, probably. I'm running up to 30, just in case. Let me try to explain. I love irony. Now that I'm 60 and don't have a chance with any of them, I'm surrounded by significantly more 20-something girls than I ever was in my 20s. Back in the 1980s, if you didn't work with them or go to secondary school, they didn't seem to exist. Bars were the only place to meet a potential partner. And although I'm a funny drunk, eventually I have to sober up and be myself. Now I live with 3. In addition, I can go to any coffee shop during the day, and every barista is 20-something, hot and exotic looking. Where were all the fucking Starbucks in the 80s? But I've either gotten a job there and hit on all of them, or spent my paychecks there, watching them work and trying to worm my way into their existence by sitting there daily, pretending to be important and looking cute. Or like a pathetic puppy. Whichever would cause them to take me home, or scratch my belly, I'm easy. Instead, I just look like a perverted old man living with students and drooling over any barista that is nice to me. I've done a shitty job in the story of explaining the barista. I'm not actually in love with a barista half my age. The crush, sure, I'll explain. I guess I have 5 20-something girls in my life. My daughter, my 3 housemates, and a barista I have a crush on. I call her the barista because I don't know her name. Well, her last name. I know her first name, but too shy to say it on stage. Grace. Like it's bad luck. But she'll never appear again if I do. Like she's Voldemort. She might be. I know nothing about her other than her looks and watching her interactions with customers, co-workers. Before I developed an undeniable and never-ending crush on the barista, I used her. I used her as a character in a script. A smart woman, pretty, but out of place. I noticed one day that she remembered my coffee selection, order, whatever. It wasn't difficult, but she basically read it out to me one day before I tried to order. From that moment forward, she often, not always, but a noticeable number of times, she started my coffee order for me as I walked into Starbucks. That's enough to stand up, Grace. Got 4 minutes to kill. I'm gonna spitball it. Or maybe I'll just make up fake news stories. Cabbage moths invade Vancouver. Swarm of cabbage moths arrived. Flew up from the US, invaded Vancouver, ate all the vegetation. Story sucks, Grace, I know. Canada retrains all military personnel. Actually, Canada gets rid of all kind of gets rid of all of its military. Retrains every single person in the field that person was actually interested in the first place. Because I highly doubt that we've been raising a society of people who are aching to sign up to go to war. Somehow, I don't think that's where we're at, Grace. I realize that sounds preachy, but it's Sunday, so what the fuck? And I gotta kill time. Wish my mic was just a little bit stronger, then you could hear my stomach growling. Four minutes is a fair amount of time to kill. If I ever do stand up, that's what I'm going to do. If I blank out like I am now, I'm just going to stand there and stare at the crowd until it comes to me. If they don't like it too fucking bad, hopefully they'll think I'm goofy looking enough to laugh. Or pathetic enough. I'll take either. As long as they laugh, I win. And Trudeau gets his fucking taxes. One of two things will happen, Grace. I heard the buzz, but I'll finish this statement. One of two things will happen, Grace, and I'll fucking guarantee you this. Either I'll pay that entire fucking bill at once, or I'll never fucking pay it. Those are the only two things that will happen. And if I'm wrong, Grace, if I'm wrong, the story sucks, but talk tomorrow, Grace.